Good morning, students. Welcome again to the class. Today we are going to continue the same lesson, that is lesson number 11, rights and duties. Now I want everyone to open your SS textbooks to page number 95. Open your SS textbook, page number 95. Now before this, we learned about different people living in India of different caste, different religion, different language, different areas, and every citizen is equal in the eyes of the law. Then after we studied about our Constitution of India, how many days it took to form the Constitution, when it was adopted, when it came into effect, and then why the Constitution is important to us. Now, there are some duties and rights provided by our Constitution for the people of India. Now, firstly, we are going to see about the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are the privileges given to every citizen by the Constitution of India. Now, what are fundamental rights? These are the special benefits that is only for the people or group of people living in India, given by the Constitution of India. These rights are necessary to help people become better citizens. It helps us to become a better citizen. If anyone takes away these rights, citizen can go to the court for their protection. The government also keeps in mind these rights of the citizen when it makes law. Now let's see which are these laws. The Constitution guarantees 6 fundamental rights. How many fundamental rights? 6. Number first, right to equality. The Constitution guarantees that every citizen will be equally protected by the law of the country. Citizen cannot be discriminated against on grounds of religion, race, caste, or place of birth. Now what happens? No one will be discriminated on the basis of their gender, their religion, their race, their caste, or their place of birth. Everyone will be treated equally, and the laws of the government will be equal for everyone. Number 2 is right to freedom. Every citizen in our country is free to speak and express his or her view, free to live and travel anywhere in the country, free to practice any profession in the country. Now what does the right to freedom say? It tells that every citizen in the country is free to speak, means he or she can speak. They can express their view on any topic or matter of the country. They are free to go anywhere in the country and even free to do any sort of work that they like. Now, right against exploitation. We cannot treat others in an unfair manner and take advantage of them. We cannot be forced to work for somebody. Children below the age of 14 years cannot be employed in factories, mines, or in houses as domestic labor. Now, what does this right say? It says that no one can treat anyone badly or misbehave with them. We cannot take advantage of anybody. We cannot force anyone to work for us. And even the children below the age of 14 cannot be employed to work in factories, mines, or even as a domestic labor. Now, the fourth right is right to freedom of religion. Every citizen in our country is free to practice, profess, and propagate the religion of their choice. The Indian state has no religion of its own. Now, every citizen living in India can follow their religion, can practice it, and even can teach about their religion. They have freedom to do so. Next is cultural and educational right. As we all know, India is a large country where language and culture change from state to state. Right? Like in Gujarat, we speak Gujarati, in Maharashtra, we speak Marathi. Same way, all the states have their language and culture. People in each state have the right to preserve, protect, and follow their own culture. Now, we cannot force anyone to speak a particular language, to wear a particular type of cloth. Everyone living in India have right to speak their own language, live their own way, and follow their own culture. They even have right to protect it. They can also set up their own schools and colleges in any part of India. Like we all have state boards, right? In which the state language is compulsory. Like if we are talking about Gujarat board schools, there we have Gujarati language as a compulsory subject. Whereas in Maharashtra board schools, they have Marathi language as a compulsory language. So, same way, they have the freedom to set up their own schools and colleges in any part of India. Now, right to constitutional remedies means way of solving problem. This right gives us the power to seek justice in a court of law if our fundamental rights are taken away. Now, from the above rights, that is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right. If any of these rights are taken away from us, we can go to the court of law to seek justice. And this is what our sixth fundamental right says, that we all are equal and we have right to seek justice in a court of law if our rights are harmed or taken away from us. Now the next point is the fundamental duties. The Constitution of India has laid down certain fundamental duties for the citizen as well. Now, rights is for the people by the Constitution. The Constitution provides or gives us those rights. Now, duties are something that is given to us and should be followed by us. Number 1, we must respect our Constitution and obey the law of our country. We must respect our national flag and national anthem. We must respect the diversity of our country. We must help the government in times of national crisis. We must protect and preserve our environment. We must not damage public property. We must treat all citizens as equal and should follow non-violence. Now, what do these duties tell us? Number 1 is we should always obey the laws of the country and respect our constitution. We should also respect our national flag and national anthem. We must respect the diversity of country. Diversity of the country means India is a land of diversity. Means it has many languages, many cultures, many people living in different ways. So we must respect everyone's culture, everyone's language. We should never untreat everyone or anyone based on their language or culture or religion. We must help the government in times of national crisis. National crisis means national problems. Sometimes when there is a problem in the country or the country is facing any sort of difficulty, it is our duty to help our country and our government to overcome it. We must protect and preserve our environment. We must not damage public property. It is our duty to preserve the environment and our public property. We must treat all citizens as equal and should follow non-violence. We should always follow non-violence. What is non-violence? We should never fight with anyone. Now, directive principles of state policy. The Constitution has laid down some guidelines for the government to govern in a better way and ensure the welfare of citizens. These guidelines are called the directive principle of state policy. Now, what is directive principle of state policy? The guidelines made by the constitution for the government so that the government can function smoothly and in a better way. So these guidelines are known as directive principles of state policy. The government must try to follow these guidelines while making law and policies and putting a law into practice. However, it may not be possible for the government to ensure all of this completely. Citizens cannot go to a court if the directive principles are not followed by the government. Now, what is the difference between fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principle? Directive principle are the guidelines made for government so that when they are making any sort of law or any new policy for the people, they have to keep in mind these principles. But this all cannot be followed every time. So the citizens, they do not have any right to go to the court or seek justice if any of these principles are missing or not followed by the government. Now, some of the directive principles are promotion of justice on a basis of equal opportunity, free and compulsory education for all children up to age of 14, promotion of education and economic interest of the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes and other weaker section. Now, what does directive principles say? Now, when we are seeking justice on any matter, it should be given on the basis of equal opportunity, means everyone should have equal opportunity to say their thought. Then and then only the final result should be declared by the government or the court. But this cannot happen all the time. Free and compulsory education, as this also may matter from place to place or region to region, it is not compulsorily followed by the government and even we cannot complain on this matter. Promotion of education and economic interest for the scheduled caste means SC, scheduled tribes means ST and other weaker sections means the other minority castes. Now, what does it say? That the government should have special policies for these weaker sections of the society for promotion of education and their economic welfare. Economic means for those who are poor, government should have special policies to upbring them. Now, this was all about our constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principles. Hope you all understood. And still, if you have any query or doubt, you can ask me. Okay everyone, bye. Take care.